Ed Billy, our 80s flashback with Molly Ringwald. She joins us next.
Molly!
Love her. Why isn't she 80?
Happy birthday, Samantha. Good wish.
It already came true.
I thought I was her. I wanted to be her. What girl didn't make that wish? They were sitting across from Jake Ryan. Molly Ringwald was the envy of every teenage girl. It was 1984, people, and Molly was the box office beauty in 16 Candles. If only the donger in there would have been perfect.
The donger. Molly dominated the big screen. The donger.
I loved the donger.
Oh, I love him. Dominated the big screen in the 80s. Her movies defined a generation. And, you know, look at this. Look at the coincidence. She shows up on Thunder from Down Under Day. Molly, did you plan that?
No, I didn't. That was just a lucky coincidence.
I heard when you go to Vegas, you always catch the
Molly, looking at that, you were 18?
No, when I did that, I was 15.
You were 15. How old was Jake Ryan, as he's only known by me?
I think he was 18 or 19.
Was there anything? You got to kiss him, you make your birthday wish when he was standing at the porch. Look at him there. What happened to Jake Ryan?
I don't know. That is sort of the big question. I think he quit show business, and the last I heard, he's a carpenter. And he has a family, but I don't know. That's just Wikipedia.
Wait a minute, did you know? I think Jake Ryan, or Michael Schoeffling, was 24 years old, playing 18.
No, really?
Yes, he was 24. You don't
really?
You know
No, no.
He was 24.
I thought he
Had to
was like
switch a
19 years old.
That's dodgy.
Really?
Wow, this is... That was just... Did you know when you were making these movies, they'd all be so iconic and sort of define our generation?
I had no idea. I mean, I loved the scripts, particularly the script of The Breakfast Club. I thought it was amazing, and I knew I was going to be doing something great, but I had no idea that we would still be talking about them today.
You know, they constantly talk about a Breakfast Club reunion, and I mean, is that even possible?
What do you mean, a Breakfast Club reunion?
Like a reunion movie or some kind of...
No, I don't think so, particularly with John Hughes passing. I don't think that anybody would feel that that was the right thing to do.
How do you feel about remakes of some classic movies?
Because they were talking
like
about Pretty in Pink, too.
You know, I think if they didn't get it right the first time, I think it makes sense to remake them. But if a movie is really a classic, I don't really see the point in remaking them.
You were 15 with 16 Candles. How did it come about with John Hughes that you became his muse?
Apparently, so the story goes, actually, so he told me, he was casting The Breakfast Club locally in Chicago, and he wrote 16 Candles with my picture above his typewriter.
Where did he see you at Facts of Life, or how did he see you from?
No, he just had switched agencies, and I think they just gave him a stack of headshots, and he picked mine out and wrote a movie about that girl. And then when they went to cast it, he said, "I want to meet that girl," and that's how it happened.
Oh my gosh!
Isn't that amazing?
Pretty in Pink. Viggo Mortensen auditioned for the lead role.
Yeah, I really wanted him.
Did you really?
I really wanted him.
What? That was the one you wanted?
Yeah, he made me weak in the knees. He really did.
Sorry, Ducky.
How hard did you weigh in, and did you have any pull at the time?
Obviously not.
Yeah.
I weighed in, and Michael Schoeffling was cast. But I mean, clearly Michael Schoeffling is amazing in that movie. So
Ducky was my favorite, and I still have that soundtrack. Did those songs bring you right back to that time?
I love the soundtracks to those movies. I mean, they're fantastic.
What's your favorite song from all the movies? Is there one?
That's really hard. I really love the Suzanne Vega song, Left of Center, and the Smith song, Please, 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 Let Me Get What I Want.
We were singing it this morning. Tommy and I, our hairdresser, we were belting out those songs this morning, loving them all. And oh, it was just such a good time.
Robert Downey Jr. almost got John Cryer's role.
That's right.
That's magic.
There's only one Ducky.
I think John Cryer is fantastic in the movie. There again, I really wanted Robert Downey Jr., but John Cryer ended up getting the role, and I think he was really perfect for it.
Did you see your boy Rob Lowe the other day down at Ground Zero on Monday?
No, I didn't.
Sunday night with when the announcement of Osama bin Laden.
Good for him.
Dead and captured. He's down there with the soldiers. It was great.
I was trying to explain to my 7-year-old the events of 9/11. You know, I was in New York when it happened. It was before she was born, and it's very difficult trying to explain who Osama bin Laden was to a 7-year-old. And we ended up Harry Potter became very useful.
Really? What did you say?
Well, I said he was kind of like Voldemort. in a way.
analogy.
And then I explained a little bit more, and then she disagreed and said that he was really much more like Sirius Black before everyone finds out that he's good, because nobody actually goes looking for Voldemort, which I thought was a very good point.
Wow.
Where were you in New York?
Smart kid.
At 9/11.
I was on my roof in the East Village by myself.
Did you see anything?
Actually, I saw everything come down. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it was
you
really
saw
frightening.
the planes, and then could you see the towers?
Yeah. Yeah, I saw
And what
them
did you
come
do?
down.
What were you thinking?
I was just in shock. I mean, I think like everyone else, it seemed completely surreal and terrifying.
How do you feel right now that he's been, well,
Well,
shot and killed?
I find it really hard personally to celebrate anyone's death, but I really do believe that we're probably in a safer place, and I really hope that it offers some peace to the families of the victims.
Yeah, there's a lot of closure that comes to a lot of people.
Hopefully, yeah.
Did you
Absolutely.
stay in New York after 9/11? I think a lot of people.
I
were
did.
to leave, and yeah, I was.
I
living
did.
instead.
I didn't even leave my apartment. Everybody was going uptown or out of town, and I just wanted to stay where I was. Very
It's
strange.
amazing now when you go back and the memorial that they built, and it still doesn't look right to me. The skyline.
No, it doesn't. I mean, that was my view. I mean, the Twin Towers. I mean, the World Trade
Is it
Center.
part of
They
the
were
reason
just
you got your
there.
apartment because you love that view?
I loved that view. The other side was the Chrysler Building, and the World Trade Center was and it always felt strange. It always felt empty.
These conversations are all coming out again, and I think it's
wanna
good.
talk
It's
more
part of
about the
closure.
movies.
Well, we're going to talk about the movie. We got a beautiful book here we're going to get to. All that coming up. Molly Ringwald in the house. Thunder Down Under also in the house. Again,
Coincidence?
just a coincidence. Your book that's full of helpful hints, including, how to glam it up and look gorgeous all the time. I'm going to listen.
Pretty. She's a mother of 3, fabulous. She can give us all the stuff. The music, the hair, the fashion.
It's all coming up. Oh, wow, the music, the hair, the fashion. John Hughes made that great film, The Breakfast Club, Molly Ringwald. His muse. Molly is back with us live.
For many, she'll always be 16, now at 43, looking fabulous, and up against a whole new set of challenges. She wrote a book to help us all get through it, and there's so many great tips. I even love the title, Getting the Pretty Back. Why did you want to write this?
Well, I'd been talking about writing a book for a really long time, and then as I was turning 40 years old, I was sort of on the eve of turning 40, and I realized that there were really no books out there that I wanted to read. All of the book, it's such a weird, stressful time in a woman's life and a guy's life. I think it's just this weird moment, and so I had this idea to write this very uplifting, colorful, and the whole idea for the book came about. All at once. I really wanted it to be really, colorful and exciting. And
It's kind of whimsical.
Yeah.
And it seems very personal, like a lot of notes maybe that you learned from your mom or your friends or little tips along the way.
Well, I feel like because of the movies that I've done, so many people feel like they grew up with me.
We did. We did.
And we're all sort of going through the same thing, and I've always found it really just reassuring to read books, where people are going through the same things that I'm going through.
How hard was it? I mean, how hard is it, I guess, having created such craze at such a young age to turn 40 and realize, whoa, this is the half point of my life?
Well, I really feel like, when I was turning 40, it seemed impossible, because it's true that so many people associate me with being a teenager. So I thought, time it shouldn't apply to me. I can't turn 40 years old.
You are aging nicely. You look really, really young.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it is strange, but time really doesn't slow down for anyone, including me. But you know what? 40 has really been amazing for me, because I really think that it's a moment where we take control of our lives. The 20s and the 30s, just life kind of happens to you, and 40, it's like, no, if I'm going to do stuff, I got to do it now.
Good point. I find myself enjoying, I'm 39, I'll be 40 in October, but I find myself in a place, I'm not freaking out. I'm not going out to buy the Porsche. I'm not,
I love being
I'm
40.
comfortable, and I'm more comfortable in my marriage, more comfortable with my kids and family, and that just gets richer to me.
Yeah.
It gets better. But what's neat for you is you say in the book that, as you're talking about 40s being your favorite, but when you were younger is when sort of everything really exploded for you. You took off to Paris for a while and took a little
hiatus.
I did, yeah. You know, I'd been working really steadily from the age, my first movie was 13 years old, and then all the John Hughes movies, I was still a teenager, and there was just so much that happened to me, and I was in the public eye for so long that I really wanted to know what it felt like out of the public eye. And Paris was just the perfect place for that. You know, I don't regret a single day that I spent there. It was just an amazing experience.
Now, your kids, your Matilda, your oldest daughter is how old now?
7.
So no movies for them yet, but are you going to let them watch everything, explain that your underwear got stolen by a geek and 16 Candles and all the good stuff?
The only movie that Matilda actually has seen is 16 Candles.
Did she like it?
She loved it. I mean, I asked her what her favorite moment in the movie was, and it was, of course, kissing Jake Ryan on the table.
Even Matilda,
you know, with the cake.
Gets the goodness of it.
You know, because
She
she's
wasn't
right
weirded
about
out that Mom was in this? Or
No. She knows that they're characters, and you know, she's fine with
She's
that.
a smart one.
She's really smart.
No, the idea for her, you know, that you can like someone and they can like you back, because she's just at that age where she's starting to like boys. So for her, it was just, you know, I think all the other stuff kind of went over her head.
What did she think about how
bit.
you looked? Was she like, Mom, that doesn't look like you? Or what was the...
She thought I looked pretty much the same. I think my hair's darker in that, and that's really, you know, and I'm a little skinnier, that's for sure.
You guys like the, you know, Michael Schoflin character. You like all
Jake
older
Ryan. I
men.
do not
Jake
want to know
Ryan is
his
a
real
stud.
name.
But your husband is one great-looking dude. I was just
looks
looking
like
at
him.
that.
He really does.
Put it up
I
there.
realized that later.
What a stud that guy.
Look at that, guys. He looks like Jake Ryan. Now, was that intentional? I don't know.
That was
It all comes full
He
circle.
looks like a Navy SEAL. He's buff. He's ripped. Looks like he can carry like 6 kids at one time.
Settle down.
Unbelievable. All right, final question. I got to ask you this. You may have opened the window, I think, some weeks back. Or would you ever do a reality? Would you ever do Dancing with the Stars?
No.
Why not? Why not?
You know, I'm much too private of a person, and I also did a tour of Sweet Charity, and I had to dance like crazy on that, and it was so hard, and it was so demoralizing in a way, because I was against all of these people that had been dancing since they were 2 years old, and I'm such a perfectionist, but you know, you can't make up that time. You know, if you haven't been dancing since you were 2, it shows. And you know, I think I was so traumatized by the whole experience that I would never want to do that in front of, you know, the
Well, today, you could dance with Thunder from Down Under. Like we could do a
Stick
little...
around. Stick around. It's about to get really crazy in here with those guys. Thank you so much.
Thank
Nice
you.
to meet you, Molly.
You too.
Molly's book, Getting the Pretty Back,
Really good book.
is in stores right now.
Get ready, Billy. We're going to make it rain with the